the mic plugged in?
It's plugged in. Device. Hang on. G. My microphone. Is it on? Are we getting sound? Tell me if we have sound. Okay, it's going to take 20 seconds before me and my technical stuff. No sound in SoCal. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah? Was there a meter down here there, Pete?
Yep, usually.
There should be, right?
Are the USBs different? Because it's usually in the USB on the other side.
No, it should be the same. Got it. Yes. We have sound.
Got it?
Take two. Welcome to our... wait, should we put our masks back on? And then, okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the show that has got me all in a nervous bunch because I love Patsy Cline so much. I love her so much that for decades I refused to sing Patsy Cline songs because you just can't improve on any single note that she ever sang. She's such a great vocalist. And yet, I practice singing it in the shower when no one can hear me. And I actually learned a lot about singing and breath control from singing Patsy Cline privately. But the first time that I ever sang a Patsy Cline song was at our wedding. We sang Crazy, which is not the perfect
wedding song.
But we've got lots and lots of requests over the week, and I noted all of the requests that people asked for. But we're gonna start off with one of my favorites, and I'm gonna do a little guitar trick here. A little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways.
All you guitarists, watch more halfway through the song.
I'm gonna do something crazy and really not that cool, but. Oh, thanks for all the encouragement. Pete they love your shirt. See?
Yeah.
And it matches.
Yeah,
and it matches my skirt.
Yeah.
The roses. All right. I'm stalling because I'm nervous.
This is a good song to start with. It's just like a fun kind of bouncy song.
It's like a kind of a calliope sort of song. Patsy Cline, my favorite. Here we go.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3. I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those loving arms. I'm back where I belong. Back in baby's arms. Don't know why we quarrel. We never did before. Since we found out how it hurts, I bet we never quarrel anymore. I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those loving arms. I'm back where I belong. Back in baby's arms. Thought I didn't need his love till he took it away. Now I'm back where I belong, and in my baby's arms I'm gonna stay. I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those loving arms. I'm back where I belong. Back in baby's arms. Back in baby's arms. Back in baby's
Yeah. How did you do that?
Slick trick, says Pamela Winter down in Florida.
That was a slick trick.
Well, that's a modulation, and I can do bar chords, but sometimes they don't ring out very strongly on an acoustic guitar because the action's higher. Mm-hmm. It's a lame trick, but I have my capo here, and I just when I got to switch, I just flipped it off and let it fly.
And you had to do it right on the beat.
I had to do it right on the beat.
Now, Patsy Cline grew up in my neck of the woods.
Oh, wait. My Patsy Cline coasters.
Right.
We have a set of 4.
I've got 1, 2. Yeah, we got 4.
Here, I will show you my Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline coaster number 1, 2, 3.
We've got one for every room of the house if we ever have a house with 4 rooms.
We have 2 right now,
never-
which is one more than we
never-
had before.
We haven't had that many in a long time. But I grew up in Northern Virginia, and Patsy Cline is from Northern Virginia originally. She's from Winchester, Virginia. And people don't associate D.C., the D.C. area, which Winchester is kind of on the far outskirts of, with country music or with music at all. But it was a real hub of country music and also blues and gospel and all kind of music. And I'll tell you why. Because of the Pentagon.
Yeah, when they built it.
The Pentagon in World War II was the largest office building in the world, and it needed thousands of employees, and people came from all over the South, and they moved around the D.C. area, and they brought with them music.
Yes, they
Country
did.
music and blues and gospel and also jazz. And so it was a great town for music. And Patsy Cline grew up in that area. I used to play on a riverboat on the Potomac called the Wilson Line. I played the banjo every day at noon. And Patsy Cline had sung, I'm sure, on that same boat. It was a country music show boat. And but of course, she made her way down to Nashville. And she did her very first recording session in 1955, and there were no hits from that. But she started appearing, you have to be a certain age to even know what I'm talking about here. She started appearing on the Arthur Godfrey Show. Arthur Godfrey Show was like America's Got Talent. People would vote for the
Really?
young people that would come on there. And Arthur Godfrey was the genial host, and he would play the ukulele a little bit. He loved Patsy Cline before she was anybody, before she was famous. And he had her on the show a lot. And so she had a hit song, and we're going to play it for you.
And we're going to send this out to Oscar Garbo from the Nancy Griffith fan list.
Yeah.
Asked for this one. Actually, a lot of people asked for this one. But Oscar asked first, so we're going to send it to him.
This is her very first hit song.
Ready?
Yep. It's called Walking After Midnight.
I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I'll walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Baby, he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere walking after midnight, searching for me. Play me. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Baby, he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere walking after midnight, searching for me. Someone called you Sneaky Pete.
Yeah.
playing that steel guitar.
Yeah, Pete Cleanow. He's a great steel player.
This next song, we got more requests for this one than anyone. We're going to send it out to a bunch of people. We're going to send it out to Luann. Luann and John have actually performed this song. They're our friends. And Steve Viola wants to send it out to his friend Lisa, who is watching. Hi, Lisa. But most importantly to me, we're going to send it to my dad, who's watching.
Yeah.
Right now, he's his nurse is showing him the stream, and we're sending it out to him because this is a song that one of his favorite songwriters wrote.
Yeah. There was a fellow from Abbott, Texas, little town in central Texas, who wrote songs. He had a very, we'll say, distinctive voice. And it wasn't the kind of voice that was popular on the radio at the time. But he was a great songwriter, but because he was so individualistic and unique, he had a lot of trouble getting work and getting people to record his songs. When they would hear him sing the song, they couldn't hear themselves singing it. And it got to the point where he was so broke, he went to a club in Texas, and he offered to sell his songs, all of his songs, for I think $50 to the owner of the club. And the guy, to his credit, would not do it. Instead, he hired Willie Nelson to play guitar at the club. Willie eventually made his way up to Nashville, still struggling, still totally broke. And a publisher took him on, hired him. He gave him a desk to sit at and write songs. And Willie had this song that the publisher thought Charlie Dick should hear it. Charlie Dick was married to Patsy Cline. In fact, the publisher was so excited about the song, he said, "We're going over to their house right now." This was that night. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And Willie was very shy, but he got in the car with his guitar, Trigger, his famous guitar, and they went over to the house, and Willie stayed in the car out in the driveway. And the publisher went in, he got Charlie Dick to come out, and Willie sang the song, and Charlie said, "Okay, I'm going to wake Patsy up. I will wake her up for this song." And this song was a huge thing for her. This was very different from the kind of songs she had done before. And it was the beginning of the style that we know as Patsy Cline style. It was written by Willie Nelson. What a team. Yeah, Willie Nelson writing, Patsy Cline singing.
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? What in the world did I do? Oh, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for crying and crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you. for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. That's for Dad. Hope you liked it. I need to take care of business right now, which last week I forgot to put the tip jar up, and then yesterday I put the wrong tip jar up for a different thing.
If we don't get any tips, we'll have to sell all our songs for $50.
For $50. So this is, as you know, our only gig. We lost 150 gigs so far this year, and so this is our only way of paying the bills. And you're not required to, but we certainly appreciate you if you can tip us. You've got the paypal.me/The Kennedys Music. If you send it to the Kennedys, it goes to somebody in Texas, which is not us. Venmo.com/the_Kennedys. Of course, we love your cards and letters. Love them. Love them so much.
Support the Postal Service.
And we always respond to them in handwritten letters.
Yeah, we'll write back to you.
We will write back. And you can get all of our tip information. There's other options for tipping on our website, which is kennedysmusic.com. And then one other thing, if you haven't subscribed to our video, please do so. I think you can hit a button down there. And like this video. Please like it. It actually improves the stream. I usually do that at the top of the hour. And I didn't do that.
Part of Patsy Cline's story is a struggle. She was very ambitious. I think in those days, just like nowadays, for a woman to be very ambitious was a struggle, more of a struggle than for a guy to be ambitious. But she was ambitious. She wanted to get ahead. And after she had the hit song, Walking After Midnight, an odd thing happened. An odd thing didn't happen. Nothing happened for 4 more years. And she kept recording. She had a producer, Owen Bradley, who was the first music producer on Music Row. He had the first studio. He believed in Patsy. And he kept recording her for throughout the 4 years, and they were looking for the right songs all the time. And Owen was helping Patsy learn something very important. She had been a stage entertainer all around Washington, singing, in the back of trucks and at picnics and stuff like that. And Owen was teaching her during this 4-year lag in her career how to be a recording singer, which is very different. You'll notice that if you see us at a big festival, you're sitting with 10,000 people or whatever it is. Right now, you're sitting in your living room or an intimate space. And we sing and play a little bit differently, in fact, a lot differently than we might in a big situation. So Owen Bradley was helping Patsy along, doing songs like Crazy, which are very, very quiet, very intimate. The concept is that the microphone is right in front of her mouth, and she's singing as if she was singing right into someone's ear or facing someone that she loved, only as far away as we are right now. Very different from projecting. So, but Patsy saw herself during this time as a kick butt stage entertainer, and so she and Owen would go back and forth about this. He would want her to pull back, and she wanted to just put it right out there. So they would compromise, and she recorded both kinds of songs. We're going to do one right now that was Bill Monroe's big classic song, which is a waltz when he did it. Blue Moon of Kentucky. It was a waltz. And we're going to do Patsy's version of it right now.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, a whisper on high, your lover said goodbye. gone and left me blue. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was all on a moonlit night, stars shining bright, whisper on high, your lover said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was all on a moonlit night, stars shining bright, whisper on high, your lover said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Left me blue. Left me blue. Left me blue. Yeah. All right, I want to say something right now. We're about a quarter of the way through the songs that we want to play, and we're running a little late because we're getting a lot of information, but people love the information, so I'm going to call this an hour and a half show or
Really?
so.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
don't want to cut anything out, and we've got so many requests coming in. So if you want to hang out the whole time, we don't have a cutoff point. We're just going to do all the songs and give you all this. Foster kitten. Benny the foster kitten is fixated on my right hand. Hey, Benny, 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 come on, Benny.
Benny.
Woo. Twang it, Pete. Twang it. Oh gosh, and I saw something I wanted to respond to, but I can't remember where it is, and it's all gone. So anyway, we're gonna do a song. A lot of people asked for this one too, and I have to do a capo.
So this was the end of the 4-year gap.
Yes.
A guy named Hank Cochran. He was a legendary kind of guy himself. And Hank brought this song to Owen Bradley, the producer, and he wanted it for a guy named Roy Drusky. And Owen Bradley listened to the song and he said, a guy would never say that. This is back in the back in the 50s. A guy would never say that. He said, that's got to be a girl singer. And he already knew
Who'd be?
what girl singer he was talking about. And man, they nailed it. They did it. They did a great version. And they had the jazz great guitarist Hank Garland play on this song. And he brought a brand new. There weren't special effects like there are nowadays, but he had an echo device, and he played it. I'm going to turn up the
echo.
Turn up the reverb on this song. And this song did not sound. It still doesn't sound like any other record ever made, and it's just one of the all-time greats.
Someone, and I can't remember who. I got so many requests, but one of the people who requested this said. I would like you to play I Fall to Pieces because.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 4, 1.
I fall to pieces each time I see you again. I fall Time only adds to the flame. You tell me to find someone else to love, someone who will love me too, the way you used to do. But each time I go out with someone new, you walk by and I fall to pieces. You walk by and I fall to pieces. I love how she falls on the word fall.
Fall.
I love.
And Cochran, and also Harlan Howard. They wrote that together. They'd both been oil field workers who migrated to Nashville and wrote great songs.
It's a classic. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all classics, aren't they?
Yeah.
This next one is one that's not as well known by Patsy.
This was during that gap when they were trying all different things, and they would call this countrypolitan.
Yeah, I love that.
This song, it's very cinematic and very visual, and I love it. It's almost Shakespearean because she doesn't say how she feels. She just tells you what happened, and you know how she feels from the action in the song.
And the evidence, it's like visual evidence.
Yeah,
It's the evidence.
visual evidence.
So
yeah.
she paints the picture, and then you have to figure it out.
And the setting is a cafe, which is not a country song.
No.
Country songs don't happen at cafe. They happen in honky tonks, not in small cafes. So this is yet another, innovative.
One, two, three. Two cigarettes in an ashtray. My love and I in a small cafe. Then a stranger came along and everything went wrong. Now there's 3 cigarettes in the ashtray. I watched her take him from me, and his love is no longer mine. Now they are gone, and I sit alone and watch one cigarette burn away. I watched her take him from me, and his love is no longer mine. Now they are gone, and I sit alone and watch one cigarette burn away. Isn't that the best song?
I totally visualized the whole thing.
You'd have to change it now to like
One cigarette
e-vapes.
vape away.
Vape away.
Vape
Anyone have the same,
away.
All right.
I think this next song's cinematic too.
Yeah.
It's got a
yeah.
setting and a scene, and it reminds me of the West so
It
much.
is the West.
Way out west.
Key of A, right?
Yep.
And it does this cool. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the wayward wind is a restless wind. a restless wind that yearns to wander, and he was born the next of kin, the next of kin to the wayward wind. In a lonely shack by a railroad track, he spent his younger days, and I guess the sound of the outward bound made him a slave to his wandering ways. Oh, the wayward wind is a restless wind, a restless wind that yearns to wander, and he was born the next of kin, the next of kin to the wayward wind. Oh, I met him there in a border town. He vowed we'd never part. Oh, he tried his best to settle down. Now I'm alone with a broken heart. Oh, the wayward wind is a restless wind, a restless wind that yearns to wander, and he was born the next of kin, the next of kin to the wayward wind, the next of kin to the wayward wind.
Yeah.
Right, you feel like you're there.
That had been a pop hit, yeah, for
Yeah.
Googie Grant, as someone pointed out. And they were, you know,
do this while
moving
you're
her kind of into the pop world.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, she was just about, in 1961, to arrive at what we think of as a Patsy Cline sound. Thanks to Hank Cochran once again.
Yeah.
It was also Hank Cochran who drove Willie Nelson over to the house to get Crazy recorded. He was very
Yeah.
crucial to the whole
He was.
thing.
This one. Do you have any background on this one?
Just that Hank Cochran, when he was a fruit picker in
Yeah.
California,
Yeah.
this is a crazy story. He met Eddie Cochran,
But they
the
were
rockabilly summertime blues guy.
right. Were they related?
And they started a duo called the Cochran Brothers, even though they were not related.
Did they ever record?
They actually are a couple of records by the Cochran
Really?
Brothers. Yeah, Hank
Ah.
Cochran and Eddie Cochran.
All right.
How cool is
When
that?
when the record stores are fully open and operational, we're gonna go search for that.
Yeah.
Or the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
It's always a good spot.
So at this point, they really arrived at the Patsy Cline sound, and they also arrived at a certain band. Grady Martin on the guitar, Bob Moore on the bass, Buddy Harman on the drums, and very, very importantly, Owen Bradley's brother Harold
Oh,
on
yeah.
the six-string bass, because car radios had just become popular
Oh yeah.
in the late 50s, early 60s, and the car radios had no bass. You couldn't hear an upright bass. But you could hear, they make this kind of guitar with bass strings. It sounds like this.
Like a
And
Dan
that's
Electro.
that's what Harold Bradley played, so that in a car you'd be able to hear the bass line of the song. And if you go back and listen to Patsy Cline songs, you'll always hear that sound, that
Yeah. That's
thumping
beautiful.
bass.
I love that
They
sound.
have low instruments and high instruments. Floyd Kramer
That's
playing
right in the
only the
middle.
right hand. Beautiful stuff, and he doesn't play while she's singing. In between her lines, Floyd Kramer plays a little. He's the guy who did.
Last Date, yeah.
Last Date. And he plays the little tinkling things in between. So they have low and high, and her voice fills the entire middle of the record, and it's a beautiful sound. This is a great example of that, and this was when she was an established hit artist.
One, two, right. I've got the picture that you gave to me, and it's signed with love, just like it used to be. The only thing different, the only thing new, I've got your picture, she's got you. I've got the records that we used to share, and they still sound the same as when you were here. The only thing different, the only thing new, I've got the records, she's got you. I've got your memory, or has it got me? I really don't know, but I know it won't let me be. I've got the class ring that you gave to me, and it looks the same as when you were here. The only thing different, the only thing new, I've got these little things, she's got you. I've got your memory, or has it got me? I really don't know, but I know it won't let me be. I've got the class ring that proved you cared, and it still looks the same as when you gave it, dear. The only thing different, the only thing new, I've got these little things, she's got you.
When you listen to those records, you'll also notice the background singers are the Jordanaires.
Yeah.
To me, that shows this amazing professionalism and musicality, because they're best known as Elvis's backup singers.
Mm-hmm.
And when they did that
Return
Return
to
to Sender, they sang in the macho baritone style that Elvis sang, and to match his approach. When they sing on Patsy Cline's records, they sing in these beautiful soft voices. And country music up till then had been this kind of like a band with hot players and stuff and solos, and Owen Bradley completely reversed that, and he put the music way in the background as this beautiful, it's more like a frame around her vocal, and the Jordanaires fit right into that. It's a beautiful example of selflessness, I think, the way those great musicians backed her up.
Oh, yeah.
They stayed totally in the background. They let her voice fill up the record.
But tasty little bits. I want to say hello to David Cambest, who just got in. He said he's just in time for the end. Actually, you're not, David, because we have so many songs we want to do. We're gonna go well over time.
It's gonna keep going.
So yeah. Have you all liked our video yet? I put my thumb in front of Pete's black shirt for contrast. Like the video, please. That would be really great. So yeah, this is
Yeah. Now Hank Cochran, being the pro songwriter that he was, came up a year later with a perfect follow-up song. Did you notice how so many of her songs are about lost love, and yet it makes you feel happy to hear them?
Yeah.
I think the great singers, Patsy Cline, Ray Charles, B.B. King, Billie Holiday, they all sang mostly songs about sad situations that make you so happy.
Yeah.
There's something about the singing that makes it all joyful.
And also, like if you look at like Ray Charles singing "Hit the Road Jack," it's such a tough song, but he's smiling. It does. It makes it feel good to sing a song like that. Anyway, get the right tempo. Yeah, that's right. Ready?
Yep.
2. 1, 2, 3, 4. He takes me to the places you and I used to go. He tells me over and over that he loves me so. He gives me love that I never got from you. He loves me too, his love is true. Why can't he be you? He never fails to call and tell me I'm on his mind. And I'm lucky to have such a guy. I hear it all the time. And he does all the things that you would never do. He loves me too, his love is true. Why can't he be you? He's not the one who dominates my mind and soul, and I should love him so, 'cause he loves me, I know, but his kisses leave me cold. He sends me flowers, calls on the hour, just to prove his love. And my friends all say, when he's around, I'm all he speaks of. And he does all the things that you would never do. He loves me too, his love is true. Isn't that great? I love that song. Oh my goodness.
Let's liven it up.
Let's liven it up.
We're going to go back to her very first ever recording session in 1955 when she was a straight up rockabilly.
We're going to send this out to all the poker players out there. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Card slowly while you're dealing, darling. I don't go double deal to win my heart. Turn the card slowly while you're dealing, darling. I don't go breaking rules right from the start. Play the rambling, gambling, reckless way you treat my heart to sin. Each night down on my knees I pray your gambling ways will end. Turn the card slowly while you're dealing, darling. And if you stack the deck, then I'll move on.
People don't know of her as a rockabilly singer.
She's like Wanda Jackson.
Well, yeah, she's right
like a
up there
Wanda
with
Jackson
Wanda.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hoo. Tell us about this one.
She could sing anything because this is like a totally different. It's like a pop rumba song.
Oh, David Hinkey said, yeah, it's like an early Ooh Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's got that rockabilly boom chugga boom chugga.
We'll have to
boom,
do an
chugga,
Elvis
boom, chugga beat.
show.
Well, her guitar player, Grady Martin, is like a legend in rockabilly too. Even though you would never know it to listen to most of her records where he's playing the beautiful, tasteful stuff. And Hank Garland too, her guitarists were, they could do anything. They could rock out and do all that chicken picking. But this one is it's like a rumba kind of a Latin beat, but it's got such a beautiful, beautiful melody to it. It was written by Mel Tillis.
Wow.
And it's called Strange.
Ready? Oh, you count it off. Yeah. There we go. Strange how you stopped loving me, how you stopped needing me when she came along. How strange, strange, you changed like night and day, just huffed and walked away when she came along. How strange. Well, I guess that I was just your puppet you held on a string. To think I thought you really loved me, but look what thoughts can bring. Strange, you're still in all my dreams. Oh, what a funny thing. I still care for you. How strange. Well, I guess that I was just your puppet you held on a string. To think I thought you really loved me, but look what thoughts can bring. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Strange, you're still in all my dreams. Oh, what a funny thing. I still care for you. How strange, how strange, how strange, how strange. Just an eerie
I
song.
love that one.
Yeah.
And it just that change from G down to E minor and just to go.
I know.
It's so simple and it's like Greek architecture or something. It's like so simple and perfect. You just have to love it. And 1963 is the year that she really hit her stride. Tragically, it was also the year she died. But the songs that she recorded there, I think her voice it was like an operatic aria singing, but on these country songs. It's nothing else like it. We're gonna do one that had been a hit for Bob Wills back in the early 1950s in a very different version because Patsy, another thing she did that great singers do is she completely owned the song.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh,
It had been a hit for Bob Wills.
okay. I was thinking of the other one. And we got a lot of requests for this one.
Yeah, I love this one. This is one of my favorites.
Wait, we got to, well, I'll read that later. I get distracted.
Ready?
Yeah. As I look at the letters it's you that I am thinking of as I read the lines that to me were so dear. I remember our faded love. I miss you, darling, more and more every day, as heaven would miss the stars above. With every heartbeat, I still think of you and remember our faded love. As I think of the past and all the pleasures we had, as I watched the mating of the dove, it was in the springtime that you said goodbye. I remember our faded love. I miss you, darling, more and more every day, as heaven would miss the stars above. With every heartbeat, I still think of you and remember our faded love, and remember our faded love. What a heartbreak.
Faded with a D, F-A-D.
Fade, yeah. And they say that when she got to that last note, when she was singing it, she was living that song of the moment in her life, and you can hear her cry. You can actually hear a tear in her voice.
Right before the last word.
Yeah. Oh. Nice. Oh, somebody wants a Patsy Cline tribute album. We're recording it right now.
you got it.
This is our 24th show, which means 24. You can do a 24-hour binge watch.
Yeah.
Of this. And actually, if you want to do that, you can find all these shows on our Facebook, or sorry, on our on our YouTube channel. There's a whole playlist of these live streams, and you can get that link at kennedysmusic.com. And all of our tip jar information is there too. So back to the music. Right on.
I mentioned I grew up in the D.C. area, and we had a guitarist there who had been from Arkansas originally, and his family was a classic Okie kind of thing. His family went out to California to pick fruit and stuff like that, and he became a brilliant guitarist. But he lived in D.C. at the time that I was growing up. His name was Roy Buchanan, and one of the songs that he loved to play on the guitar was one of Patsy Cline's ballads. It was actually written by a guy named Don Gibson. And Roy would try to, I think, emulate the soulfulness of her voice in his guitar playing. And so we're going to switch gears very slightly here, and we're going to do this song, Sweet Dreams, as a guitar instrumental. 3, 4.
Yeah, Pete speaks. That
Roy
was great.
used to play at a country bar called the Crossroads in Bladensburg, Maryland, and he was like an underground cult figure because he'd be playing with this country band, and if your eyes got used to the dark and you looked around at the bar, there'd be like Eric Clapton or Jeff Beck. Literally, these people would they play at the Cap Center, and then they'd get in a limo and go over to the Crossroads and just kind of be learning and watching it in awe of Roy Buchanan. So, legendary characters back in back when giants walked the earth.
Yeah, that's right. Giants walking the earth. Yay, Pete. They like that one.
I'm going to play Steel on this next one because it's another bop.
People have been asking for Steel.
Steel, you got it.
You'd have been,
You gotta have
and
Steel.
they're calling you Sneaky Pete when you play that.
Well, there was a Sneaky Pete clean out.
Yeah, that's right. He passed away not too long ago, a couple years ago. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna review my chords here for a second one. This one goes by pretty fast. Yeah. Okay, I think I
Come
got
up.
it. I think I got it. That's my rehearsal.
This is Bob Whittle's signature tune. Patsy reinvented it, of course.
Yes, she did.
It's called the San Antonio Rose. 1, 2, 1.
Deep within my heart lies a melody, a song of old San Antonio, where in dreams I live with a memory beneath the stars all alone. Oh, it was there I found beside Oh, this has been so much fun. Hey, we're not that far over.
No, we're kind of right on time, actually.
We're kind of right on time. We're a little bit late. Not too late. But once again, we're going to do one more song for you. And thank you for all your requests. I think we got most of them in. And next week, what is next week?
Next week is the last week of our summer.
It's the last week of summer. Oh, okay. We might do some last week of
some summer.
We might do
songs.
some summer songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do some summer songs.
Send in requests.
Requests for summer songs. Mm-hmm. Okay, do that. And thank you all. By the way, if you haven't liked our video, please click the like button down there. You can see all of our tip jar information is in the description below as well. And after this video airs, we will post the set list so you'll know what songs we played. You can go back and jam along with Patsy. I don't need a capo for this song, do I?
This is one of her rock and roll songs, and it's a clap along song.
It's a get up and dance
Once you
song.
get
Get up and dance.
boom, boom, like
Yeah.
that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Come on, Daddy, get with the jive. Let's let 'em know that we're alive until the break of dawn. Hurry up, oh, more, more. Dawn, live it up and tear it down. Get in the groove and paint the town. Got a lot of rhythm in my soul. Well, now, baby, baby, let's go tonight together, you and me. Baby, baby, when you hold me tight, ooh-wee, what you do to me, the big black hand on the clock tells me that it's time to rock. Got a lot of rhythm in my soul. Yeah, dance. Dig that beat with the crazy bop when the lights are low and the music's hot. Dance till 2 and 3 and then a half past 4. See that sun peeking over the hill. Try to stop but we're rocking still. Got a lot of rhythm in my soul. Well now, baby, baby, let's go tonight together, you and me. Baby, baby, when you hold me tight, ooh-wee, what you do to me, the big black hand on the clock tells me that it's time to rock. Got a lot of rhythm in my soul. Pick it again, beat one more time. Baby, baby, let's go tonight together, you and me. Baby, baby, when you hold me tight, ooh-wee, what you do to me, the big black hand on the clock tells me that it's time to rock. Got a lot of rhythm in my soul. Got a lot of rhythm in my soul. Woo! Oh man, this has been such a blast. I'm so relieved to have gotten through that without falling flat on my face because I love Patsy Cline so much.
That's a major thing for a singer, isn't it?
Yeah.
To sing a whole hour of Patsy Cline
Of songs that you love. And whenever we do these tribute shows, the Everly Brothers, the Buddy Holly, the pressure's on us.
Yeah. Everly
By
Brothers is
us.
a good one, too.
We put the pressure on ourselves because we love this music so much. And we know you do too, and that's why you're here. So thank you so much for joining us. We love these Sunday shows. It makes us feel connected. We have such a great community here. So supportive.
Yeah.
So, when
Of
people
each
are,
other, not just of us.
when people are going through a loss, everybody on the chat window offers condolences and love. And when people are going through joyful things like the birth of little Jacob down in Cary, North Carolina, everybody's
Everybody joins in.
congratulatory.
Yeah.
So we and friendships have been made here on our chat window. So thank you all for being here and for making this a real community. We're so happy to be a big part of just having great music on a Sunday and having everybody send in their requests and feel connected and participatory. It makes us feel like we're not, locked up.
Yeah.
In
We
a
feel
world-
connected.
in a
We
world
feel like
gone
we're
mad.
part of a community, and we hope that you all feel that way too. So we got more specialty shows coming up.
We do.
Next week we'll do end of summer theme, and we've
Part
got
of your
a lot
end
more
of
stuff
summer
after that.
part of your end of summer plan is to plan your vote.
That's right.
Plan your vote. there are different ways you can do it. So that's very, 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 very important.
October is going to be the voting all month.
Voting
And,
on. Yeah.
So
No,
it.
don't cover that beautiful face. It can't get her. Can't get her now. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And we'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.